Alright, what up? We got war number 3 here, and we are up against, I've already forgotten, oh yes, these guys. If anybody in the comments wants to translate that for me in English, go for it. But we're up against these guys. They banned those champs that were just on the screen. It looks like APOC, Torch, and Hercules, and then obviously Kingpin and Dr. Doom are blacklisted this season. I can't remember what path I'm taking, but I am bringing in these guys. CGR, Scorpion just for one fight, mcoc on node 54, and then Omega Sentinel, the bane of my roster, for a few key fights that she is going to make very easy, despite the fact that I just really don't feel comfortable playing her. I like her as a champ. She's just, for some reason, it just doesn't, she doesn't gel with my comfort level in Alliance War, at least. Alright, so you guys see me take this fight before. We are going max boost because there are a couple fights that I'm taking that I'm like, not necessarily worried about, but some fights I want the extra insurance for, basically, just in case something goes wrong. But yeah, we're going to do the basically exactly what we did last war. Just power start 1, parry, light ender, parry, 1 or 2 hits to get over 2 bars of power, and then SP2, and then the fight will be done. And then you guys see that Nick Fury is after this. Awesome interaction in the last video. If you guys haven't seen that, you should check it out. But it's going to be a little less smooth this go around, but very safe matchup. So there we go. SP2. Back up to the SP3. Alright, now we got Fury here. And so last video I mentioned that if you have a Power Start 1 boost on for node 9, where Void was placed, you want to take it off for this fight with CGR because of the Power Focus 1, or I'm sorry, the Indestructible 1 node. Now that is an indestructible buff that you can Fate Seal with Damnation. The problem if you use a Power Start 1 boost is, if you do a full Judgment Cycle, you risk overshooting your SP2 and pushing yourself to an SP3, and that's definitely not what you want in any CGR warfight. So that is the reason that we switch. We just don't want to start with a bar of power. I would rather just do my full rotation and just have a comfortable power level when he's got Damnation. You guys can see obviously up there, he is Fate Sealed. So we are going to throw this SP3 here. And last war, he came out of this and he was passively heal blocked from the armor breaks. That's not going to happen this war. Some people commented and kind of explained it, but I just didn't. First of all, I wasn't worried about doing it, so I wasn't like actively trying to do it. But I was like a little surprised that I didn't do it again after people's explanation. So no big deal. Here, I just kind of lost control of the fight. I thought that I had one more judgment than I did, so I thought that I was going to Fate Seal him, and I don't know. I miscounted my judgments, lost track of those, so I threw that SP2 with 4 and with the Cosmic Power Back boost, obviously immediately pushed me over a bar of power, and that's why he got the Indestructible buff as soon as I hit or eclipsed a bar of power, but still I just was able to regain composure, and all is good. CGR's damage is great. Alright, so here's a CGR on defense, and the only reason he's placed here is to counter Ghost, or to make Ghost not possible to use on this node, which I guess is fine, but I don't know. I think that there are better uses of a defensive roster spot. There, I thought I had plenty of space to just throw that Phantom or that heavy without getting countered. Just you still get the judgment from the heavy and the aptitude, even if it doesn't land a hit. But so it just ended up costing me a couple potions. Not a big deal, but this just kind of feels like a just a wasted defender, honestly. I definitely understand wanting to counter Ghost, and if you're able to have enough Ghost counters across the map, you can make planning for your opponent a little bit annoying, but CGR is also so strong. If he doesn't get banned, I don't know. But anyway. Okay, so here we get to pay our stupid tax for being dumb. And here's an Arcus. So I'm going to be taking this fight as well with Cosmic Ghost Rider. We do have guidance on there. This hazard shift is Incinerate and Shock instead of Incinerate and Poison like on Path 9A. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. The other factor here is this one does have Insult to Injury, and it's like a 30% Insult to Injury. So basically I'm not going to be able to parry reliably at the very least once I get a couple debuffs on me. So now I've just got the 1, now I've got 2. As long as I'm armor broken anytime he's near me, I'm going to have a Cold Snap debuff. So I just let that fall off. He does have 5 prowess here, so I just have to be a little bit careful, but all is good. All of his power gain buffs are going to go away because I get him Fate Sealed. And then I'm just waiting for him to dash in. And between combo hits, just going to pop him with the SB2. So again, lose some health. You know, not super clean, but that fight is very, very easy with Cosmic Ghost Rider and Guidance. Alright, I could take this fight with CGR, but I am not going to. We went with a safer option. And then I'm just going to top off CGR here because I'm using him for one of my Section 2 fights. And then we've got Omega Sentinel, obviously. We're going to use her for this Apocalypse. This is really bad placement. I will say that Apocalypse, his value on defense is significantly gimped with Ghost this season, obviously, and then also if you're not going to like kind of try to build a defense around mutant defenders or select your bans around mutant defenders and stuff like banning Nimrod, which we've done in the past a few times, and stuff like that. But yeah, everybody at this level has at least one rank 3 Omega Sentinel in their battle group, every single alliance, because she is so useful in Alliance War attack. And this is just about as easy as this, as Apocalypse can get in Alliance War outside of, like, you know, Ghost. But Ghost herself isn't necessarily easy to everybody. So, yeah, so basically, I am just going to try to load up on my debuffs. They are going to fall off at some point. Again, I'm just really not, I'm not vibing with Omega Sentinel, frankly. I just, you know, she's really good. I definitely get it. The problems that I have had with her in Alliance War are managing her debuffs because the timer is honestly, it's not very long. And a champ like Apocalypse, if he throws a heavy or a special especially, his special animations are so long, they take like 5 and 6 seconds respectively, that it's tough to keep him up. So at this point I'm like, alright, I'm just going to reset and I'm just going to get 1 debuff on him and that'll be good enough. So there I thought maybe I could do another debuff before I got to my SB3, but clearly after I inflicted the cowardice I realized that I was too close and I couldn't. So we are going to keep this pause with the heavy just because it's quicker, and also if I did a full medium or light ending combo I could have pushed into his SB3. Now with those armors, I mean, she is insanely tanky, so she is really, really strong. I think, honestly, the best way for, at least for a noob like me, to play her in Alliance War moving forward, and I had this in mind before this war anyway, I just thought I'd try to get a little fancy against that Apocalypse, but the best way, the safest way, is just inflict whatever debuff you need, like heal block against Conduit or whatever, and that's it. That you just don't worry about stacking up additional debuffs. Just do light enders to pause or heavies to pause and recycle your SB2s at that point. Her damage is plenty. She has one of the highest attack ratings in the entire game. She really, really hits hard. So, all right, so this fight is pretty interesting. You guys can see that every time we touch him, he gets a regen passive. And on this node, anytime a defender gets 10 or more regen effects, they become passively unblockable for 10 seconds. With CGR, I'm just able to rinse him with SP2s. I knew that he was going to go unblockable before I was able to complete my full cycle, but not a big deal. Okay, so next fight here is Kitty, and the last time I fought Kitty in Alliance War with Omega Sentinel, I died. It was definitely a little bit more tricky of a node, but again, I just overcomplicated it by trying to force an intercept. It was on path 5B. Lost track of my cowardice, so she was getting prowess, she phased me. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on, and, you know, for me at least. And, yeah, this fight, I'm like, yeah, I'm just not going to worry about anything. We are just going to parry, we're going to pause our debuff, we're going to get to the SP2, and that's it. And again, this is a considerably easier node to fight her on regardless, but, yeah, very, very easy. Alright, and then we have at least one mini-boss. I honestly can't remember if we had more than that. We're not taking that thing. Yeah, okay, so this is it. This is just the last fight of the war for me. We're using Scorpion. Now, last war I took this, and I had all the same boosts except for I had a 20% champ boost. So I was basically sacrificing 10% of my health and attack, basically for no good reason. I think it is an easy fight with Scorpion, but I definitely underestimated the block damage that I took. So this time I was like, nope, we're just going to do the full thing. I like to not select a pre-fight against mcoc just because the poisons have the benefit of reducing willpower healing, whereas if you were to select like Sting or Rupture, then he can heal off of those unless you're running Despair, which typically I don't. I find other spots to put those mastery points. But this fight is going to go much, much cleaner. And again, the key here for me, what I'm focusing on in this fight is I don't want him to throw an SP1. So, you know, I'm just going to kind of manage my combos based on that. So there I back off because he got to an SP1, to a bar of power, and I wanted to back off and hold block, make sure that he didn't throw it. And then, yeah, it is pretty easy there. Of course, I had to make a mistake in this fight. We're still good. We're still okay. Our SP1 is going to inflict taunt. We can still block it. And with the taunt, the odds of him throwing his SP2 are very, very high. So we're good still, but definitely kind of made my stomach drop a bit, thinking like, oh my god, what if he all of a sudden gets passive and he gets to an SP3 and I don't have my invulnerability boost. But yeah, I found a way to make this very easy fight sloppy, but that's it for the war, guys. We ended up winning this one. We died 4 times, and we died 4 times in war number 2 as well. So we're doing well. We just got to keep up the consistency, basically. That's what I'm looking forward to, basically, from our group. And yeah, that's it. Leave a like and a comment. Check you guys next time.